There is a moment on the morning of September 11th, 1297, that contains the entire battle. It happens before a single weapon is raised. A Scottish knight named Richard Lundy stands before the English commanders on the southern bank of the River Forth. He has defected to the English side. He has every reason to give them accurate information. He tells them there is a ford nearby. 60 men can cross simultaneously. Use it. Flank the Scots on the hillside. Fight on ground you choose rather than ground they have chosen for you. The English treasurer, Hugh de Cressingham, listens to this advice. Then he dismisses it. There is a bridge right there. They will use the bridge. On a hillside above the northern bank, 6,000 Scottish soldiers are watching. Their commander, a minor noble's son named William Wallace, a wanted fugitive, a man the English do not consider a serious military threat, has been waiting all morning for exactly this decision. He does not smile. He simply waits, because he already knows how this ends. Edward I of England is not a man who expects to be defied. By 1297 his record is unambiguous. He has conquered Wales. He has fought in the Crusades. He has built the most sophisticated military apparatus in Britain and used it with ruthless efficiency against anyone who questioned English dominance. In 1296 he turns that apparatus on Scotland. The Scottish king is deposed. The Stone of Destiny, the ancient coronation stone of Scottish kings, is removed from Scone and taken to Westminster as a trophy. Scottish nobles are required to sign the Ragman Roll, a document of submission to Edward's authority. Edward calls it a solution. He returns to England satisfied. Scotland disagrees. The disagreement does not come from the Scottish nobility. Most of them have signed the Ragman Roll and chosen their estates over their resistance. It comes from below, from the men who own nothing except their fury. Wallace begins as a fugitive after killing an English sheriff. What he becomes is something the English military hierarchy genuinely does not have a category for. A leader without rank, without title, without anything to lose. He moves through the Scottish countryside assembling a force from the people England considers irrelevant. Farmers, blacksmiths, tradesmen, men who fight not for glory or pay but because the alternative continued occupation is something they have decided they will no longer accept. By the summer of 1297, Wallace has 6,000 of them. He leads them to Stirling, and he chooses the most important piece of ground in Scotland. Stirling is not a location. It is a lock. The River Forth cuts across Scotland like a wound, deep, wide, largely uncrossable without a bridge. The bridge at Stirling is the key to that wound. Control it, and you control movement between the Scottish lowlands and the highlands. Every English army moving north must pass through Stirling. Every Scottish force moving south passes through Stirling. Whoever holds Stirling holds Scotland. Wallace positions his 6,000 men on Abbey Craig, a rocky volcanic hill rising above the northern end of the bridge. From this elevation he can see everything. He can see the bridge below him. He can see the flat marshy ground between the bridge's northern end and his position ground that will funnel English forces into a compressed corridor the moment they cross. He can see the River Forth curving around both sides, eliminating flanking possibilities for any force that crosses. He has chosen a place where England's greatest advantages, numbers, heavy cavalry, tactical flexibility, become liabilities. A place where crossing the bridge means entering a trap. Now he needs England to cross the bridge. He does not have to wait long. Hugh de Cressingham is not a military man. He is an administrator, Edward's treasurer in Scotland, a man whose power comes entirely from his proximity to the English crown and whose understanding of the Scottish people he governs is limited to what they owe and what they have failed to pay. He has spent his time in Scotland extracting money and making enemies. He is also, on this morning, the most powerful voice in the English command. When Lundy offers the ford, when a defector with local knowledge explains precisely why the bridge is dangerous, Cressingham's response reveals everything about how England has approached Scotland. He is not interested in the ford. He is not interested in the tactical analysis of a man who actually knows this ground. He is interested in ending this campaign quickly and cheaply. The bridge is right there. The Scots are farmers with spears. The English have 20,000 soldiers. What is there to consider? This is the logic of an occupier who has confused the absence of successful resistance with the absence of capability, who has looked at Wallace's army, common men, no cavalry, no siege equipment, no noble leadership, and seen exactly what he expected to see. An obstacle, not a trap. The order is given. The English begin to cross, 2 by 2, into the killing ground Wallace has been building all morning. Wallace watches. This is the part of the battle that no monument commemorates. No dramatic charge, no clash of steel, just a man on a hillside watching his enemy make a decision that cannot be unmade. The temptation to attack early must have been enormous. 6,000 men who have been waiting all morning, watching the army that occupies their country cross a bridge 2 at a time. The anger of men who have had everything taken from them, channeled into stillness. Wallace holds them. He needs the trap fully set. Too few English on the northern bank, and they can simply retreat across the bridge. He needs enough committed enough that retreat is impossible, enough that the numerical advantage becomes irrelevant because the ground has already decided how many men can actually fight. He watches the columns cross. He counts. He waits. Then, at the moment that exists somewhere between mathematical calculation and battlefield instinct, he gives the signal. The Chiltern, the Scottish formation that descends from Abbeycraig, is not cavalry, not the heavy armored force that medieval warfare considers decisive. It is infantry, spearmen, organized into dense bristling formations called Chilterns, hedgehogs of Scottish pikes moving in disciplined blocks. On open ground, Chilterns are vulnerable. They move